guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice. I go by Hello Alice here on YouTube and I make art videos. And I am back today with my October bullet journal video. It is delayed. I know this is going up 1 week late. I actually didn't lay out my bullet journal until the 3rd of October. And then I release my videos on Sundays right now. So yeah, it's going up a little bit late, but that's okay. I am super, super excited about my theme for this month. This is probably my favorite theme I have done this entire year so far. And I decided to do, it's October. So there's a couple of things that are going on in October. But the one that's like really prevalent in the art community is Inktober, which I am not participating in Inktober this year. I just don't have time. I've never really done Inktober. Maybe one day I'll have time. But I thought it'd be fun to use ink in this month spread so that I had some homage to Inktober. And going along with that, as you can see, I decided to theme it. Since it's October and it's Halloween and it's spooky, I themed it after Edgar Allen Poe's poem, The Raven. So the title page has a black raven in black ink, and then I wrote the poem in the background in cursive. And the pen that I used for writing the poem is the Papermate Flare in black, and I used that a bunch, and then I sprayed it with water so it like dissolved and went all like watery and inky, and I used this technique throughout like the whole spread. So I just used it there again for the calendar. I drew out the calendar, then I used the Crayola markers to add like a shadow, and then I just sprayed it, and I just think it gave the coolest effect ever because the inks kind of separated into some like blues and purples and grays, and it is just so pretty. And I just loved adding water and spraying and like these colors and working with the ink and working with the markers. Like, I think everything came out so pretty. So that is my theme. I'm super excited about it. And I love literature too, so just super excited. This is the calendar page, as I said, and I just did a regular monthly calendar view, and then I did like a raven feather on the left side, and then I made this box down at the bottom for my goals, for my monthly goals. Just it's like things I want to accomplish in the month, but it's also things that I want to do, like carve a pumpkin or something like that. So yeah, that's my calendar page, and I really like that page. And the next page is, or the next like 2-page spread is my trackers, and I did my trackers a slightly different way this month. So I have my habit trackers on the left. That's what I am laying out right now, and I alternated them and just had like little rectangles next to it that had 31 squares, and just kind of alternated which side the like the title was on, if that makes sense. You'll see once it's all finished. And then I left these boxes for like the habits that I wanted to track, and I filled them in black and wrote on it with white, which I think looked really, really nice. I don't know, I have been working to try to figure out how my habit tracker and my chores tracker are going to work. So I feel like I've tried new things with my habit and my chores tracker every single time that I have bullet journaled, pretty much. But I am excited about the way that I did it this time. It's pretty simple, but that's okay. I decided to try to not overcomplicate things, and I don't mean visually, because this is actually like a very visually fun month. Like, there's a lot of visual stuff going on, but just in terms of like how I'm tracking things, I tried to not overcomplicate things. And so on my chores, I kind of have the chores that I do every day up top, and then I also did weekly and bi-weekly chores, and I put like numbers in so that I could see what week to do them in, like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then I'm just individually tracking all my habits, which the habits that I'm trying to track right now are bullet journaling, spending some time with Desi. So Desi time just basically means taking her on her walks, or, you know, throwing her ball, like taking her out playing fetch, taking my meds, getting to work by 8:30, doing yoga, which I don't try to do every day, but I just want to see how often I do it. I aim for 3 times a week. checking and replying to my email and not eating out. So those are kind of the habits that I'm tracking in case anyone was curious and can't read my handwriting. So moving on to the chores page, which I already talked about a little bit, but I created these headers with the Crayola fine tip markers, and then I used water again to kind of blend it out and make an gradient, which I thought was really cute. And then I drew another feather and used that as the kind of background for the title for chores. And I think this came out really nice as well. The Crayola markers worked really well with this like spray technique, and I'm just spraying it with like a water bottle, like a spray water bottle that I use for my watercolors, or I'm using just water and my silver black velvet paintbrushes. My favorite paintbrushes ever. So I feel like I have started to get back into my bullet journal, and kind of I've started thinking about next year because my bullet journal is getting pretty full, and I have some really exciting ideas, and I definitely want to start incorporating some more art journal-y type things in my bullet journal. So we'll see how next year goes. I went back to the habits page and I wanted to make the little title. I just kind of edited it a little bit. I wanted it to look a little bit more finished. And I also did this little illustration on the chores page. I haven't finished it yet, but I did this like little circle in the bottom right corner of like a blue gray, and then I draw a bird on top to add in more ravens. And oh my gosh, writing in all of these numbers, this was the part that I didn't like. I was getting really bored during this part. Like, it's just so many numbers. I don't know. I feel like, but it doesn't take that long. It's not that big of a deal, so I don't know. And then I wrote the headers in the white gel pen, and now I'm going to go in and do the little bird that I talked about. So I Googled like pictures of ravens flying to get like, you know, like reference images, and I still feel like this looks weird. It's supposed to be from underneath, like you're looking up at the bird flying, but I still kind of feel like the wings look like they're broken, like, but I swear that's the angle that they were at in the photo, so I don't know. But I still think it came out nice, and I added this white gel pen in the background with like a little moon and some stars again, and I don't know, I love this spread, like not this spread, this whole theme. Like I really love how this came out. I'm really happy with it. For my mood tracker, I decided to just do a feather, and then each section is a day. And then I went around, I inked the feather with just some waterproof ink and a brush. And then I went around the edge with some watered down ink to kind of, I don't know, just create, like I wanted it to be darker around the feather. I just thought that would look cool. And then I drew all these little feathers in the corner. I drew 5 of them for basically the emotions. It's like good, great, good, okay, meh, and bad is basically how I rate my day. And then in my very, very terrible lettering, I wrote moods, and I used some white gel pen to kind of make it pop more against the gray. I really liked using these colors as well. It was really nice to just use like, it's kind of like monochromatic a little bit. Like it's blue, like I added in some blue, especially here in the moods, but it's mostly like blues and grays, and that's really nice. Like it's like very soothing to work on. I don't know, and it was really fun to use all the inks and the mixed media. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and it was fun getting inky. So for my notes page, I just used the markers to sketch out a really loose background, and then covered up the left page and sprayed it with water. And I thought that looked really cool. And then I just wrote notes down in the bottom, and again used the white gel pen, same as I did with the moods, to kind of outline it a little bit so that it stood out a little bit more. So the last page that I do in my monthly setup is my weekly spread. I thought this came out really, really cool. So the first thing that I did was I drew this big box, and since I was starting this on Wednesday, it only has 5 little sections, and then I sectioned it off. So the top section will say the day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then underneath that is where I put my events. And then the next big section is where I can put my meals, and then the largest section down at the bottom is where my to-dos go. And then I used alternating colors. I used black and then a darker gray to kind of fill in the headers. And then once that was all filled in, I sprayed the whole thing with water. And it just like explodes. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that look cool? I love it so much. I'm so excited about this technique. I'm going to use it all the time. So that is my weekly spread, and that pretty much completes this Raven themed bullet journal. I did also have some more words of the poetry on some of the other spreads. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is kind of my final flip through. I love this spread so much. I had so much fun, and I don't know, it was good to feel inspired in my bullet journal again. Now that fall is here and it's getting cooler, I have been really starting to feel crafty, and I don't know, it's been great. So if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Come join the Wonderland fam today. I put out new art videos every single week. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm at Hello Alice on everything. That is pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.